I'm here with Andrew Cox for our DHL Supply Chain Pricing Power Index update. Andrew, what do you have for us today?
Tony, so the carriers gained a little bit of power, I'd say a little bit of marginal power, 5 points up this week away from the shippers. And our reasons for this is we've actually got pretty strong volumes. This likely won't last because of the impact that the coronavirus will have on consumers. It's already shutting down schools for a few days, so across the country in some places. So we do think that consumer sentiment will be hurt and this will impact volumes. But right now, we're already above the peak that we had last year, midsummer. Right. So volumes are really strong on an outbound tender volume index side of things.
Got you. So a lot of near-term effects for the stemming from the coronavirus, but not something that's looking to be sustainable.
Yeah, they haven't. I mean, it really hasn't. I thought they would have already impacted truckload volumes, already impacting intermodal volumes and impacting maritime shipments and imports on both coasts. But it hasn't trickled down to truckload yet. It likely will. But as Zach was talking about, there was a widespread capacity tightening all over in many markets across the country. And we see this in our outbound tender rejection index. This is just the national. We've popped up above 6, which we haven't been all year.
Right.
And this is above the 2019 average. So we've seen a pretty strong momentum going up on capacity tightening in many markets across the country. But again, the impact of the coronavirus, we don't know how much it's going to last. We don't know if it will take capacity off the market or what the impact will be.
Gotcha. And what do you have for us on some new data?
Yeah, so we do have some brand new data. As we announced yesterday, we have a partnership with truckstop.com to get some weekly spot rate data, and on 100 different lanes. I just picked 5 of the biggest here to show that both of these dynamics that are happening, increased volumes and a little bit of tightening capacity across the country. It did have some spot rate increases in a couple of the lanes. So these are just some of the ones we post. We're going to be using these more often now. This will give us a little bit of a better insight than our previous spot rate data. So we'll be using this moving forward.
Excellent. So this is really going to be a little bit more in depth, a little bit more near that near-time data sets that we're really accustomed to. So it's really going to be able to fine-tune some of your deep dive researches.
Definitely. It's just another tool in the box for us. It's good stuff.
Awesome. And so what do you see, I always ask you this every week, your outlook for the index moving forward in the next 3 months?
Yeah, we always do a 3-month outlook, and honestly, it is extremely blurred by the coronavirus. But we do think that some of this power will shift to the carriers if we can weather this coronavirus storm. If the freight finally comes from China, they get their production back up, and we get all that freight to the U.S. Sometime early summer, by May or June, then we can see capacity kind of tightening if there's not widespread quarantines from the coronavirus.
Got you. So a lot of uncertainty, a lot of movement early on, but not just quite sustainable just yet, potentially. But
certainly.
It sounds like you and your team are going to be on it for any breaking developments.
Yeah, definitely, man. The truth is that we have a lot of uncertainty. We don't know exactly what the impact will be, but we're going to be updating everyone continuously.
Andrew, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And thank you so much for tuning in. That's going to do for this update for the DHL Supply Chain Pricing Power Index. We'll keep you posted on next week. That's going to do for this Friday edition of FreightWaves Now. The content does not stop here. We're always streaming around the clock, so check us out on all your favorite streaming platforms, including Apple TV. Also, if you want some more deeper insights from Andrew and his amazing team on the data side, check out the Passport program, where you get access to all of our deep dive reports and access to all of our industry-wide events, like the upcoming FreightWaves Live Atlanta in May. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode.